Hi, I'm Bronwyn Hill, naturopathic doctor. I've been in practice for 4 years, and areas of specialty in my practice include fertility, pregnancy-specific care, and pediatrics. Iron is an essential nutrient for men and for women. We need to take it in daily in some form or another. It's essential for building hemoglobin, which is a protein globule, if you will, that is responsible for picking up oxygen and carrying it, delivering it to our cells and our muscles and our brain. So that's essential to everybody's daily function. And so you can see how critical iron is. Now, iron is the most common nutritional deficiency probably worldwide, and I see it quite a bit in my practice, especially in women of a reproductive age. It can be quite significant, and if it's primarily caught on blood work, so you would want to have it identified that way, but I see it quite a bit, and if we can supplement with an iron, diet's another consideration, but supplementation is usually required for a short period to help bring those levels up. And it can be a really significant way to improve someone's health as well if iron is an issue for them. So once again, as I said, iron's involved in building the proteins and the structure that carries oxygen. In general, the symptoms of low iron include feeling fatigued, an intolerance to cold, feeling foggy, feeling sort of low, irritability and anxiousness. It can show up that way as well. In kids, it can show up as attention sort of disorders. It can really be a multitude of different things. So it's once again a common deficiency that we're quite aware of the signs of, but it's still really common. And once again, I think this is probably largely due to gaps in our diet. We talk a lot about eating a plant-based diet these days, and there are certainly very good health reasons to do that. But unfortunately, the best source of iron nutritionally and from foods comes from animal sources. So if you don't eat those regularly, you're likely falling short on iron, and a supplement from time to time can be needed. And once again, that should be guided by blood work ideally, but it can make a big difference in how you feel day to day. So when you're choosing an iron supplement, I tend to encourage that we look for a food-based iron supplement. Iron on its own as sort of an isolate is notoriously very hard on the digestive system. It's a tricky mineral to absorb. Our body really sort of tightly regulates how we do that because we don't want to have too much. But too little is obviously the bigger problem here. So a food-based iron source is really going to ease it into our system and into our digestive tract and minimize symptoms like constipation and basically just having digestive upset after you take the supplement. So that's an important consideration. And if we're thinking about, iron as being involved in oxygen carrying, there's other nutrients that help iron do that job as well. So in a supplement, I often recommend looking for a combination of iron with vitamins B12, folic acid, and vitamin C, which is a really critical nutrient that helps to keep iron in its proper chemical form, if you will, and stabilize it for entry into our bloodstream, essentially. So a combination of those nutrients together can really make a big difference as well as far as how well you use the iron supplement and how quickly it makes you feel better. As far as dosage goes for iron supplements, it can vary depending on your age and your gender as well. So iron might be needed in children. It just is at a smaller dose, obviously. And then in women of a reproductive age, once again, with a regular menstrual cycle, they'll probably need a little bit more. Pregnant women need a little bit more. So men in general, it's very rarely you're gonna find that a male needs to take an iron supplement. Probably some of the amounts you'd find in a multi would satisfy their needs. But once again, this is just to say that the dose will vary depending on your unique needs, and that should be discussed with a healthcare provider.